I started in the Rampage, where it originally started on the original site, basically the concept was coming from the big skiing thing. So you basically kind of tried to ride the mountain as is. And one year it rained and we went hiking around looking for other spots, maybe as things were going to evolve, where it was going to be next year and so on and so forth on a rain day. Well, as we're walking around, we're packing the dirt in and realizing this dirt was amazing once you put water on it, how well it could shape up and hold itself and actually have some compaction to it.
Yeah, my name's Dave. I'm with the build crew. I'll just introduce, we got Randy's, big part of it as well, Jordan, and he's in the back, and Mike Fucci. We have a lot of water set up behind the mountain and we pump it up to the top and then run black poly gravity lines down the whole course, and we try and get within 100 feet of your lines. So if you bring a 100-foot garden hose, you should be all set. We're here for you, so we'll do our best to get everything you need to support your build. We'll be walking around to see where you guys go, and it's not all set up right now. We'll try and do the main ridges and then add as depending on what you're thinking. So we'll be around trying to check in and make sure we get it to you. That landing is like just like this will work.
We'll probably need water for that landing. That landing and that one.
Well, you got water right here now. I don't know where this line ends. You should be able to tie a hose in it.
Before at this site, riders were coming to the mid-road and filling up water packs, containers, jugs, buckets, whatever they could, and hiking up to get their lines packed in. Now we have water to the top. It's fed up there with pumps and so forth, which enables the landings to be way more manicured. Depends on how you look at that. Some people may say good and bad, but to progress the level of riding where it's at, you kind of need some of that compaction with the way this dirt works. So to have that capability with the water has let us get to where we're at. Some people they think it's not raw enough, but if you stand up on any of these ridges, trust me, packed in or not, it's all pretty raw.
Rampage came back in 08. They were building wooden features and had water for us at the bottom just to fill water packs. And then you'd have to hoof it up to the top of the mountain so you could, get some stuff packed in. But since they've tapped into like a water system here, they pump it to the top and then gravity feed all over the place. It's pretty much become just clutch in all of these builds. There's no way we'd be able to do anything to the extent that we do nowadays, and yeah, it's basically everyone's lifeline. If you don't have water to your jump, you can't really finish it. So
I mean, we call them the water gods when they're cruising around and setting it up, because like the advent of water out here like literally changed everything.
Cam's point out that it's that, I mean, you can use the water and build insane stuff, or you can kind of abuse it. And I think we're at that level that maybe we got to cut back on some water and get tough again.
Everything's looking super buff and cool. It's like a set of BMX trails, kind of, but that's not really what we're going for. So cool in some regard, but I think the next step might be next year put a meter on everyone's water.
Go California on them.
You have to run a meter, figure out how much everyone's using, and then maybe put a limit on it. I think it'd be more fun to conceptualize how many 5-gallon drums you would have had to hike up to build said landing, so it'd be cool to put it in perspective, because we used to build landings, but they weren't this big, and it would have taken 60 freaking loads of 5+ gallon water tanks. So
water has enabled the course to be 100% safer. Where the progression has gone up, danger factor is still there, but the safety factor needs to be there as well.
keeps it safer. Back in the day, they used to leave the landings basically completely natural or unwatered, and that's when you'd see people sink in and flip over the bars. So now the jumps are 60 feet plus. You want to make sure that landing is rock hard.
No, I had water at like 5:30. You didn't have water then? It got pretty low at 6:30 is what I recall, 6, but
Just got low, like everyone just drained it instantly almost. And
Yeah,
needed,
I figured it ran out.
It needed a minute to catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tuesday of finals week. We had a little issue with our main pump yesterday, so we went to a backup plan last night. And two of the guys, Jordan came out in the middle of the night to make sure that the power washer, which is our backup, had fuel, and then Randy came out again at 4. And then I came out to just right at sunrise to check in and add a secondary backup pump to try and make sure we can get the riders what they need. There's 2 more big days of building, and it's kind of the final push, so it's important to have as much water for them as possible. Is it kinked? Oh yeah, that's a problem. Do you need anything? Yeah, I got it.
Practice days are almost heavy, if not heavier than the actual comp days, believe it or not, just because this is all so raw. And just because you're looking at it visually, you're digging away and you're seeing it, you know, in perspective, these guys come up with, it's pretty amazing that they can judge their speed for this type of terrain, but it's all first time, it's a go. And so those first few days of practice are pretty nerve-wracking, just because you've got to work yourself through feature after feature and realize it's in your face top to bottom. It doesn't stop. It just keeps coming and coming and coming to the bottom. So not only are you trying to like stay stable, you're trying to remember your line, you're trying to keep your nerves down. It's just a lot to take this whole event in. So the more you can have all those things in line that are as safe as possible, being your line and so forth, that just takes some of that pressure away. But there's always going to be that in there.
Oh yeah!
That one's just so easy to go super long on. I had a feeling I was going to, but that was good.
Yeah, dude, you hit the sweet spot too.
Yeah, it's smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, water at Rampage has now become standard and expected, and it's not only from the athletes, but I think as far as like the whole production and the build team and what we're trying to do and the whole evolution of the sport, of the event, it's just critical. It's increased the safety of this event, the build time of this event, the complexity is allowing the jumps to be built and the landings to be built so that everything's safe, and just gives these athletes kind of a upper hand on building this thing. And it's a huge thing they do for 8 days building this and trying to practice, and they need as much time as they can to practice and get ready for the game day. And so I think the water has just been a game changer since kind of Highlands came in, and Smooth Talk and Spangler and the crew, and we've just every year kind of tweaking the knobs on how to improve it and how to get it better. And I think right now it's a pretty amazing system that's been built here. So I'm super proud of those guys and everybody who's been working hard on this for years. So, and I know the athletes really appreciate it. So it's been a big game changer.
Keep going a little
Finals
higher.
day, we're just backing up the last little piece of water line here.
Come back.
Make it look like you know what you're doing. All right, here we go.
Do we?